Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to solve puzzles and I'm going to do this on chess.com website in Puzzle Rush survival mode. So as you know, when you are solving puzzles in survival mode you can use as much time as you wish, but you can make only 2 blunders. The moment you make the third blunder, the third mistake, you lose and you need to start from the very beginning. So in this video I'm going to solve puzzles and I'm going to explain them, explain the way of my thinking. So I hope that you will find it useful and you will enjoy this video. So let's go. Okay, so let's go. Puzzle Rush, survival, and I play. Okay, so we have the first puzzle. Well, I think in this one there is no checkmate because I have just one queen attacking the king, so I don't see how I can give a checkmate, but it's very easy because I can just take the queen and I will be completely winning this game. Next one. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, I think it is the same. I mean, there is no checkmate. I don't see any checkmate idea on the board, but this rook is hanging. So I will just take this rook. If queen takes my queen, I have second, I have rook on h6, and I will just take. So queen takes h3, queen takes, and rook takes h3. Okay, here, finally we have a checkmate on the board. Checkmate idea. Last move was queen f5, queen f5, pawn on g7 is hanging, queen is attacking pawn on g7, and also my knight attacking pawn on g7, so I can just play queen takes g7, giving checkmate in one move. Next one, number 4. Okay, again, it's a checkmate idea, checkmating idea. It's checkmate in 2 moves. It's rook d1, and the only move is to play rook e1 to protect, but we will just take rook takes e1, giving check and checkmate to white's king. Next. Okay, so the last move was this one. Let's think. Okay, maybe white was planning to give a checkmate, so they like sacrificed queen because queen on c2 is hanging, and probably white was thinking that by playing rook h6 they will win. They will give a checkmate because king cannot go to the g file because there is rook on g1 right now. But the thing is that if we take, when we take on c2 and rook h6, we can go back to h7 and we will protect our king. Rook takes, but we will take and we will be rook up and even a knight up, you know, rook and two pieces up. So yes, let's take on c2 and let's play queen h7, king takes, and it's completely winning. Next position. Here, well, white has a queen, we have just rook, and we both have bishops. What can we do? I can see that we can give a check on d4, bishop d4 check. King cannot go here, of course, because we have rook on f file. So the only move is to play king h1, and then we will play rook f1, giving checkmate in 2 moves. Okay, next one. It looks a little bit complicated maybe at first sight, but actually it's quite easy as well. White, black to play, yes, that's right, black to play and give a checkmate, and I'll tell you that checkmate in 2 moves. So it's bishop b4 check, and king can go to this square or to this square. The thing is that king cannot protect by playing c3, bishop c3 or knight c3 or knight d2, because there is also queen giving check. That's why it's like double check, so king has to move, and after that we will just play queen e1, giving checkmate. So bishop b4, king goes to d1, and this is a checkmate. Next one. It's puzzle number... Okay, we solved already 7 puzzles, now we are solving puzzle number 8, and it is white to move. White to move. Okay, so the last move of black was bishop b2. Bishop took something on b2. Yes, I can even see. So we had bishop on b2 and bishop takes b2. The thing is that we cannot just take this bishop because we will be in trouble, because in this case black will take on d5, bishop takes d5. If rook takes on d5, rook c1, and we have checkmate. Instead we are going to play knight takes e7 first, knight takes e7, giving check, and then we will take this rook on c8, bishop takes or rook takes, and then we will take this bishop on b2. So it is a kind of intermediate move. Yes, exactly, this is intermediate move. We first take, we check, now we take the rook, and then we take the bishop. Yes, and let's calculate, let's count, we will be an exchange up. Okay, next one, white to move. Interesting, nice idea. Mate in 2. Bishop a6, given check. King cannot go to d file because we have rook here. King cannot go here because, you know, we have bishop on a6, so the only move is king b8, and after that we will play rook d8, given checkmate in 2 moves. So let's do it. The bishop a6 check and rook d8 checkmate. Next one, white to move. Okay, well, this one is also quite easy, because what was the last move for black? Black took pawn on e5, d6 takes e5, and now we have rook, bishop and queen on one file. So what can we do? We can take this bishop on f5, knight takes or pawn takes, and then we will take the queen. So I guess when we will take on f5, black will not take our bishop. Black will better try to save its queen, I'm sorry, by playing, I don't know, maybe queen b6 or queen a5, but then we will just go back with our bishop to this square or maybe to this square. It doesn't matter, we will just save, put our bishop on a safe square, and we will be a piece up. So let's do it. Okay, in this puzzle, well, black decided to take our bishop, so we just take. Okay, g4 was last move. Okay, easy. By the way, one thing I would like to say to mention is that you should be really very careful when you push your pawns, because every time when you move your pawn, you can make a weakness, you can create a weakness on your side of the board, and you can, you know, create kind of weak squares, or your pawns can become weak. So this move was definitely wrong. It was definitely a weakening move. So now black can play queen h4, giving check. If king goes to f1, we will play queen f2, giving checkmate. But in case white has pawn on g2, white could just play g3, protecting the queen. But with pawn on g4, it is not possible anymore. So we will play here. White decided to play knight g3. Yes, it is also possible, but we just take this knight. If pawn takes, we take the rook, and we are, well, we are completely winning. Takes. Okay, black to move. Next one. Okay, it seems like now puzzles are getting more interesting. This idea is really very nice, and black is winning. Black has this pass pawn on b3, and At first you may think that we cannot protect this pawn because we cannot play rook b5 because there is this pawn on a4, so we will just lose our rook. We also cannot play rook c3, of course, because this rook will just take our rook. So the only thing we can do is to push our pawn by playing b2. So we play b2, and what will white do? What do you think? I guess white will probably play rook b3, because if white plays rook e1, then we can play rook c1, and we will offer rook's exchange. And if white takes our rook, we will just take with our pawn, and we will have a queen. So rook will go here, rook will go to b3. I will show you, because I'm sure that b2 is the right move. Yes, rook b3. And the thing is that right now we cannot go rook c1, it makes no sense because white will just take our pawn. We can play rook c2, but it's not winning because white king will probably start coming closer, or maybe white will start pushing their pawn, or maybe they will first give check and then they will start pushing this pawn. So this is not the way to win. But there is a very interesting, nice move in this position, and this is rook c3. When we play rook c3, we give check, and we also attack this rook. White will need to take our rook, and then we will play b1, promoting and having a new queen. So we will play rook c3, rook takes, and now we played b1, and we will have a new queen, and it's winning. Okay, next one. So we already solved 12 puzzles. Puzzles are getting, I can notice that puzzles are getting more difficult, and at the same time it's getting more interesting. So black to move. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think that I already see how to solve this one. So again, white pushed pawns from its king, so there is no pawn on the f file, and you know this diagonal is a bit weak again. So what can we do? We can play queen h4, giving check. Yes, they still have this pawn on g2, they can push it by playing g3, because if white plays king e2, then we will just play queen e4, giving checkmate. We have this bishop keeping control of this diagonal. So queen h4, g3, then we will play queen e4, giving check, and at the same time attacking rook on h1. So let's do it. Yes, queen h4, queen e2, but it doesn't matter. We will just take rook on h1, and we are also not afraid of queen b5, check, and attacking the bishop, because we can just go back to c6 with our queen, protecting from check and also protecting our bishop on c5. Yes. Okay, next one. White has some difficulties here because white's queen is like hanging, rook is attacking our queen, and what is more important is that our rook is hanging on b1. And the thing is that if we try to save our queen by playing queen d4 or queen h7, black will just take our rook and will give a checkmate. So, or, okay, queen h7 is, okay, well, black will not be able to take rook on b1, but black will just take our queen. But there is a way to win. We can just sacrifice our queen by taking this rook on e8, king will take, and then we'll play c8, we will have a new queen with check, and then we will have time to protect our rook by playing rook e8, rook g1, rook e1, rook g1, any move. Just not on a safe square, just not on a square under attack. Okay, so let's take queen takes, king takes, c8, queen, and check. Okay, white to move. We are solving the next puzzle. Puzzles are getting more complicated, but more interesting at the same time. Okay, I have some idea about this one, but I need to check. I need to check. I'm thinking about f6. Bishop is protected by our queen. And when we play f6, if pawn takes, bishop takes on f6. Bishop takes, if rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, second rook takes, or queen takes, and this should be winning. We cannot take on g7 because queen and king protecting pawn on g7, and I don't see any tactics connected with this move. So maybe f6 is the right move. I want to, to double check myself, because f6 doesn't look like it's there is a checkmate or that we are winning some. Oh, maybe, yeah, actually we are winning some material, because if we play f6 and pawn takes, bishop takes, if rook takes, that we are winning in exchange. So we will have rook for bishop. If black doesn't take, but for example they play, I don't know, queen e6 or queen e7, then I just feel that position is better for white. But is it the point? Is it the right solution to this puzzle? If it is the point of this puzzle, I'm not sure. So I want to make sure that my idea is correct. The thing is that I don't see anything else, so I'm sure that f6 is correct. Let's do this. I'm going to play f6. Yes, okay, maybe now we need to stop and think again, because maybe bishop takes f6 is not quite right. Maybe it's better to take with rook on f6. Rook takes, for example, rook takes. Second rook takes. This rook takes, bishop takes. Is it winning? I don't think so. So maybe bishop takes on f6. Maybe my first idea to take on f6 with bishop is correct. It's so easy to make a blunder, because position is good, but what does chess.com want us to play? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I feel that it is bishop. Maybe bishop takes f6, and maybe idea is that if queen, for example, go to e6, we can play maybe bishop h8, and the idea will be to give a checkmate on g7. So queen has to go maybe to d7 or to c7. But then bishop g7 will be maybe interesting. No, bishop g7 is not so good. But anyway, I don't know. I'm going to take with bishop on f6. I don't know what else I can do here. I mean, I can take with rook, but something tells me that it's not right. Because if we just exchange strong pieces, all four rooks, and we will have two queens on the board and two opposite color bishops, I don't think that it's winning. So I'm going to take this bishop. All right. Okay, solved. Solved. Okay, so we solved 15 puzzles already. We are solving puzzle number 16. They're getting tricky a bit. King f4 was the last move. We can take here, but it seems to me that there is something better than this. And I'm thinking about rook c8. Rook c8 check. I see only one good move, and it is, I mean, one kind of more or less safe move, king b5, because definitely white will not protect with rook or queen. So rook c8, king b5, and then maybe we can play, wow, there are many options. Maybe we can, one of the options is to give check to c5 on c5 with rook, and second option is to give check with queen. If queen goes to c5 giving check, king goes to a6. There should be a checkmate somewhere, or maybe just rook a8 is enough. you know, giving check to white's king and also attacking the queen on a5. I'm going to play rook c8. Okay, rook c7, we just take, queen takes, we take, and we have queen against bishop, and it's winning. Black to move, next one. Black to move. Can we just take? Oh no, we cannot. I was thinking that we can just take with rook, and what is the problem? But no, we cannot take with rook because there is pin here. We cannot do this. But I'm thinking right now, maybe we can take with our queen. Queen takes c1, bishop has to take, otherwise we are completely winning. So bishop takes, and then we take with rook. King goes to d2, and then we take this rook. And we will have rook and 3 minor pieces against queen, white queen. I think it is enough to win. Usually, you know, they say that 2 rooks are even stronger than 1 queen. 1 rook is weaker than 2 minor pieces, but we have 3 minor pieces, 2 bishops, 1 knight, and 1 rook, and something tells me that we should win. 1 queen will be not enough for this position. So we take, and we take, and then we take the rook. And all our minor pieces are connected, which is very good, which is very important. Connected and protected. So the last move was queen takes e4. Queen takes e4. I think we are not given checkmate or anything like this, but we are winning some material. We take queen on e4, queen takes e4, knight takes e4, and then I'm thinking to play rook d7. When I play rook d7, I'm attacking bishop on e7, and also I'm attacking this knight on e4. And I don't see how black can protect both pieces, so we will win one of the pieces. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to play rook d7. Correct. White to move. Next one. Next one. This one, okay, I'm just looking at the position, but it seems like this one is very easy because it's a forced checkmate. We take on h7, pawn takes on h7. King can take this pawn or can just move to h8, but it doesn't matter because queen takes h7 is the end. Is the end for black. We give checkmate. So we take, and queen takes g7, checkmate. Black to move. This one should also be very easy, I think, but let's double check. You see, we have 2 pieces kind of looking at f2 pawn, but there is a knight on d4 blocking this bishop. We need to jump with this knight somewhere, but I'm thinking where, because, well, if we play here, given check, which is okay, nice, but one of white pieces will take our knight on f3, and you know, we will be not attacking pawn on f2 anymore. I'm thinking about this move, knight takes c2, giving check. If king moves, well, if king moves to f1, then queen takes f2, this is checkmate. If king goes to e2, then I think we can also take, king moves here, check, maybe from here. Oh, no, not even this. I think bishop f5 is very good. The only move will probably be bishop e4, or there is also queen c4, but you know, I would prefer to play this position with black pieces and definitely not with white, with my king in the middle of the board. So I will take, but the point and the problem is that when we take on c2, queen takes on c2, we take this pawn and king has d1 square. But the same, now I understand why we are still winning, because we again can move our bishop from c8, this time to g4, giving check. The only move will be bishop f3, but we will take, pawn takes, queen takes, king goes here, bishop goes here, 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 and this is checkmate on f2, and we're winning. I hope you can follow my my thoughts. So let's take on c2, take, bishop g4, we take, and checkmate in a couple of moves. We already solved 20 puzzles and we are moving to puzzle number 21. They should be still very easy, but sometimes a bit tricky puzzles can appear on the board. Okay, so it's black to move. We have 2 rooks on the board, we have 1 bishop and 2 pawns. To win for black is probably can be, you know, a bit difficult because there are no pawns, black has no pawns, so to win, if not a mating idea in this puzzle, then to win would be probably not possible. But white is in trouble. White got into some mating net. So I think that the first move should be this one, rook c3, giving check. The only move is king b7. Then I'm thinking to give a check on c6 with our bishop. And if king moves to a7 or a6, we play rook a3, check, and checkmate actually. So after this check and this move, white has to move to c8 or to c7. When white moves to c8, we can play maybe this nice move, or maybe this is not even necessary to put our knight on a8. We can probably play bishop d5, or I don't know, any square on this diagonal, because this is a checkmate. And actually when white put its king on c7, the same, so we just move our bishop and we're giving checkmate because white will not be able to go back to b7. So let's give check on c6 and checkmate on a3. Okay, next one. Difficult. Or not really. I think what we can do, we can probably, this idea is definitely connected with this diagonal, with our bishop and our queen here on this diagonal. So I'm thinking that we can push this pawn to f2 check. If king takes, then we take this rook and we are winning the rook, and then we are winning the queen. If one of the pieces take on f2, then we have beautiful move, queen h1, rook takes h1, and then rook takes h1, given check, and checkmate to white's king. Okay, white decided to sacrifice a rook and queen. Black to move. Let's see. The solution, how to say, the solution, yes, to this puzzle is, you know, quite easy, because white is giving check and attacking our queen. So the only thing we can do is just to take the queen. So first move is very easy, we just take. And then I think we just push our pawn a4, and look at this. We are very close, we will be just 3 steps away from promotion, and this pawn can always be stopped by our king. So we play like this, yes, and we just start pushing our pawn, and king cannot catch it. Okay, white to move. Let's see, white to move. I was thinking that this is like mate in one, but no, because queen can take on d8. So this is not the right move, I think. But okay, I found the right move. So rook e8 is the right move. Rook e8, king takes on e8, and now we can give a check and almost checkmate in few moves by playing queen g8 check. King will move here, then we give check on d8, king will move to e6, and then we will need to find the right square. I think queen d7 is a checkmate because king cannot move here. because our queen is on d7, and king can also move here to e5 because we still have our knight on f3. So let's do this. So let me see. So we should go first to e8, and then we give check, and then we give another check, and checkmate with the next move. So our opponent resigned. 24 puzzle solve. Black to move. Black has only one chance to win this game, and it's definitely not connected with this pawn because it's blocked. So the only chance is to start pushing this pawn. The good thing is that we have our bishop. White will also try to push their pawn, but we have our bishop, and it keeps under control the h7 square, so we can always sacrifice our bishop. If white decides to block our bishop by playing maybe knight e4, then they will just waste and lose some time, so we will be able to you know, to promote first. But let me count the moves, because I'm thinking, so, okay, we play a4, for example, h5, we play here, here, like this, we play here, and then knight goes to e4, and then we already play here, here, and we promote with check, and then we can play queen a8, and we will stop this pawn on the h file. So yes, we just push. Yes. Okay, black to move. Next one. I think it's this puzzle we are winning material. What about d4 move? d4, attacking the bishop. Attacking the bishop. Bishop cannot, well, bishop definitely cannot take on d4. Bishop cannot go to any square because queen is hanging on c2. White cannot play b3 because bishop will be hanging on c3. We can take with queen. But I'm thinking, after this move, is it possible to play knight d2 attacking our queen? What are we going to do? To play queen c5? What about knight b3 move? If we go back, you know, white can repeat the moves by playing knight d2, knight b3. So this should be something else maybe. So d4, knight d2. Well, if we take, then we are losing our queen. Aha, okay. I think you know what we can do. We can probably just go any square. For example, queen a6. We can go here. And the thing is that white bishop has no squares, no safe squares. They cannot take, you know, white cannot take on d4, white cannot go here, and also here, because all the squares are being controlled by our knight from c6 and also by our queen on a6, for example. So I think this should be correct move. Now we can just take and take, win the bishop. Next one. A little bit more complicated, but still easy. I'm thinking that what black has to do is to take on c1, rook takes c1, rook takes c1, then bishop a3, attacking. Rook has to go. Rook can go, by the way, I was thinking that rook can go to d1, but we still can take on c3, because after check on d8, our bishop from a3 can protect our king from f8. So white will not go to d1, white will go to, after takes, here, white will go here, and then we can play bishop b4, attacking this bishop. If bishop takes, we will take the rook and exchange up, and it's completely winning. White cannot create any threats for us. So let's take, let's play bishop a3. Interesting, but it doesn't help anyway because we take with check and we are winning the bishop. All right, next one. I think it is a famous Greek, it's called Greek gift, right? So it is when we sacrifice our bishop, we take a pawn on h2 or h7, Yes, we're sacrificing our bishop, but then we have our knight. Usually it is on f6, but on h6 is also fine because we play a knight g4, giving check. If king goes back to one of the squares, we have queen h4, giving with an idea to give a checkmate on h2. So I think we should start playing this, and I will show you. So bishop takes h2, king takes h2, so we give check first. It's very important. Oh no! Wait! What happened? No way! Okay, let me think. I want to go. I wish I could go back to this puzzle, but I better go back as soon as I make 2 more blunders. Yes, but usually it works like this. So maybe I should have given check first with... I probably should have given check first with queen and then play with a knight. Oh, very interesting. I was completely sure, confident that I need to play exactly like this, because this is usually the way to play in such positions. Anyway, this was my first blunder. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Right. So I can make one more blunder, and then I will not be allowed to make more blunders because I will just lose. Okay, at least this puzzle is easy because I see a beautiful checkmate, a beautiful idea. I will leave this rook on h7 hanging. So I will play rook e8, I will give check. The only move will be to take our rook, and then I will play rook h8, giving checkmate. So takes and checkmate with the next move. Black to move. Still cannot believe that I managed to not to solve this puzzle. This one is a little bit strange because the position is strange how it appeared on the board, because I think that it is possible just to take this rook and maybe... Okay, maybe white will play rook d2 and then we will... Okay, and maybe white will be actually fine. So... And if we take here, white will take our rook, and I will need to, because, you know, we will be all on one diagonal, and I will just need to take the queen, and rook will take, and yeah, it's not good. It's definitely not good for black. What else I can do? I can probably give this check. It's just an idea. Queen takes, oops, queen takes on c1, then I'm taking this rook. And there is a spin, but the thing is that it's white's turn to make a move, so I don't have time to play f4, it's not my move. And white will just go probably to h1, and I will be rook down, and or white can also play back to queen c3, trying to exchange queens and staying with the whole rook. So this is also not the option. So I'm thinking that maybe rook takes c3 is the right move, and it looks like okay, maybe after rook d2 there should be something. I feel it. Maybe something like this, and go here, and then maybe we can give check, takes here. No, it's not. No, wait a second. Here. Okay, it looks like I'm winning. It looks like we are winning material. Rook c1, I'm playing rook c1. No, sorry. I'm taking on e3. Then this rook, for example, go here, then check, here, and winning the queen. What else can white do? After we take, maybe white can play here, but this is a bad move. Is this a bad move or not? Maybe we can give check, takes, and take this pawn, and we will be 2 pawns up. Looks good, looks enough. For me, that would be enough to be 2 pawns, 2 pawns up to win. So we take on e3. Yes, okay, correct. How good that chess.com decided not to check. Okay, so white to move. So, easy. You see, it's a bit tricky because it's already puzzle number 30, but idea is very simple. I guess it is just queen b5, giving check and attacking bishop on c5, which is super easy, and this should be puzzle number 1 or number 5, like something like this. So I even don't understand why it is puzzle number 30. Check, takes. Okay, they're trying, black is trying to create something, but we can play probably, let's see where we can go. I think we can go here, but after a5, maybe we can take this pawn. Yes, and we will be fine. All right, it worked. Rook h5, rook h5. Rook h5. Oh my god. We don't have a rook, we don't have a knight, but we have 3 pawns connected. Getting ready to promote. You know that in any endgame, one of the most important, or maybe especially when it is pawn endgame, the very important piece is our king. So we need to be active with our king. We cannot go back. We cannot go back here or here. Here it is not possible because knight is attacking the square. But we have f6 square for our knight, and I'm thinking that king f6 is the right move. Our king is active. If black tries to give check by playing knight g4, we can go to g7, and then we are ready to push f8 or e8 with check. So this should be correct. Okay, they're trying to sacrifice one of the pieces. I mean, black pieces are trying to sacrifice. Okay, but all right, very important how to take it. With king, probably no. With king, probably no. Because of rook f5 check, king should go here or here, and then black just take. And black pieces will easily stop our pawn. So the right move is to take with this pawn, and then we play king g7, and there will be no checks, and we are ready to push our pawn. Which one? Not this one, because rook will take, pawn takes, and king will take. And who knows, I guess we will probably lose this endgame. So the right move is, I guess, f8, queen. Yes, correct. Okay, next one, and black to move. I'm thinking and trying to find some idea, but okay, this is easy. This is also easy. I hope so. I'm thinking that we should just take on f4. Bishop takes f4. If bishop takes, we push this pawn. White takes our bishop. We push this pawn. Queen. But white is going to play h7. White will play h7, and we will not be able to stop this pawn, I'm afraid. Or maybe we will. No, you know, guys, we will be able to stop this pawn, because we will play queen g6 giving check. If white decides to keep this pawn, to keep this pawn, then the white king will go to h8. But then we have second pawn, and we will just start pushing it. So I'm thinking this should be correct. And if white moves to this square or this one, we will just take this pawn. And what is very important, we will take this pawn on h7, and we will protect our second pawn which is also very important because we will be able to start pushing it and to get a new queen maybe. So I'm thinking that bishop f4 is the right move. Yes. So we push and push queen and we give check. Yes, correct. Black to move. Next one. Thinking. I don't like puzzles where I have a choice, because I can move my king to c8, I can move my king to c7 or to c6, e8, e7 or e6. Or maybe bishop d6 I can play, but bishop d6 definitely... No, wait a second, I have to play bishop d6 because my bishop is hanging, and just to go back, just to protect my king is not enough, because in this case I will have rook for 2 minor pieces, so I need to go back with my bishop d6, and probably white will play bishop a3, but then I think I will be able to play rook e6, and knight cannot attack by playing knight f5 or knight c4. It is not possible to play like this because I will play rook e1 giving checkmate. So bishop d6 should be the right move. And just like that. It doesn't look, you know, how to say, it doesn't look very active or something, but we are just protecting. And when white will play, for example, g3, we will just maybe play, I don't know, maybe king c6. Yeah, king c6 I think will be good. Okay, yes. Okay, 33 puzzles. Black to move. Let's solve next one. Can we just push our pawn to f3, f2, f1? It is so close to the first rank. I don't see any problems about this. So for example here, white takes, and we can now probably even take this pawn. If knight gives check, we can move here, and white will not be able to stop our pawn. Yes, too late. f1, queen. Black to move. Next one. "34 puzzles, with one mistake, with one blunder. I already know how to solve this puzzle. I'm sure that the right move was to play with queen, but we will check it in the end of this puzzle rush survival mode. So black to move. And let me find the idea. Okay, I think that the idea is quite simple. I think that the idea is connected, the idea of this puzzle is connected with this move, bishop takes b4. So if pawn takes, then we just take on c1, queen takes, rook takes, and our rook takes. If we take on b4, and actually nothing else can be played, okay, maybe bishop e2 can be played. Let's see, bishop e2 can be played, but I think we can just go back with our queen. Pawn on b5 is protected, and again white will not be able to play b takes c4. Oh, I told to c7, to c6, I meant to c6, so we just move here. Let me double check, queen c6 is right or not? Yes, queen c6 should be okay. And now we take, and we take, and we take. 35 puzzles, black to move in this one. Okay, this one is super easy. Puzzle number 36, and it's super easy. I hope. I hope I'm correct with my solution. So I'm thinking to take on b5 first, and when bishop takes, we will play queen c5, giving check, and then we will take on b5, winning the piece. It is important, I think, I'm thinking if it is possible to play queen c5. Sometimes in some puzzles you cannot give check first because there can be, for example, dark square bishop and it could protect and attacking our queen, so we would not have time to take the knight. So it's better to take first and then to give check. But I'm thinking, what is the problem about this move in this puzzle? So queen c5, is it possible to play like this or not? So maybe we can, when we play queen c5, king h1, and maybe when we take on b5, what can happen? This move maybe? No, then we go back and everything is protected. Cannot understand what can be the problem about this move, about queen c5 immediately. I just know that usually we better take on b5. I don't know, I think I will follow my intuition and I will just take first, bishop will take, queen c5 check, and then I will take the bishop. And take. Okay, correct. 36 puzzles, black to move. Rook d1. Rook takes d1. What is the problem about this move? Rook takes d1 with check. And for example, if I want to take the second rook, rook takes d1, king goes to e2, I'll show, and then I'll just take here. What is the problem? Problem about what? This check? Then I'll move here. Problem connected with this check. Okay, now I see that there can be some problems actually. Still a bit strange. It looks strange. But I'm sure that the first move is rook d1. It cannot be anything else. Yes. So now just there is a question to take on h1 or not to take. Rook takes h1, queen goes to f5. King d8. And if knight d5, then we can play maybe rook e8, check. And then I believe there will be something. We will find a way to win. We have so many strong pieces. We will have queen and two rooks. I think we can take on h1. I take. I'm going to take it. Alright, the only move is this one. Okay, I believe that if we go back the moves, we will repeat the moves in normal game, but in the puzzle it's not right to play to c8. So we will play here maybe e. Also, it is not right to play king e7 because of knight e5. So it seems like king e8 is the only right move. Okay, knight goes to d5 anyway, attacking the queen. I'm thinking to give a check with our queen. Queen e6 check, and after this move we can give check here and checkmate on c1. Okay, of course to go to d2, king d2 is not right, so I think white should play queen e3 or knight e3, but it's completely winning two rooks up. Black to move. Sometimes puzzle can be easy, but since it is puzzle number 38, we start thinking that it's very complicated and we can't, you know, start overthinking and make our life very difficult. But the solution is quite simple, and I'm sure that this is a case that the solution should be simple in this one. I'm thinking just to play rook c2, attacking both pieces. I mean d2 and the next one on e2. What white can do? White can probably move to b5, bishop b5 attacking our knight, but we can go to d8 attacking the rook, and this knight will be still under attack, so white will not be able to protect everything. So let's do this. And I think it's safer to go here rather than here. And we just take. And we just take. It's okay. We are losing the pawn, but we are piece up and we are winning. White to move. Next one. Not many pieces. I mean, there are a lot of pieces actually still on the board, but they are not developed. White was faster with development, and but for this development white had to sacrifice one minor piece. So I'm thinking that the first move should be queen h5, giving check, and if black goes here, then probably we can take this pawn. If black goes here, then we can give check on f7, and after this move, there should be a checkmate somewhere. Let's start playing. Let's start with queen h5, and later we will see queen h5, check first, and then we will see, because I don't see any other moves. This is useless. This is useless because of queen e7. It's a bit too slow to castle because we are solving a puzzle, and the right move cannot be just castle. It will be, you know, too slow. So check first. Okay, so again, if you play here, that would be wrong, because after queen f7, black will play queen e7, giving check and offering this exchange. So that would be wrong. So I guess here we should first take on f5. And now we need to maybe find a checkmate. It looks like there is a checkmate after king c6. Maybe we should start by playing queen b5, giving check, and then king d6. And then we can play queen c5, checkmate. That's right. Check, and checkmate with the next move. 39 puzzles. Solved with one mistake. Black to move. I'm thinking how to solve this one. It's very important to understand that in this puzzle we cannot make slow moves, because you see, it's mate in one. So we cannot even play, I think we cannot play this move. Well, rook g8 will be definitely not a solution to this puzzle. So what we can do, we can probably, no, we can start, we should start, we must start giving some checks. We just need to find the right checks, and I'm thinking about few. There is knight a3 move, check, but after knight a3, king can go to b3 or to b2, and I don't think b2, I think, in order to protect the rook on a1, and I don't see how to give another check. But now actually I see, because after knight a3, if king goes here to protect the rook, we have one more check. If king goes back, now there is a question where to go, because again we don't have time to take the rook because there will be checkmate on g7. So where to go? There is another idea connected with rook a2 check. Rook takes, and then maybe we can take like this, and if takes, we take, and we can, you know, we will have queen for two rooks. but king is in the center of the board. We have a lot of pieces, we have a lot of pawns. We can maybe take on g5 and then take this pawn, this one, or maybe we can start giving some checks and try to, you know, to win one of the rooks. So I'm thinking that rook a2 should be the first and correct move. Yes, and now I believe that this one is the right move, and we take, and after king takes we will sink, but it looks easy win for white. Puzzle number 41 puzzles solved. We made one mistake and we are thinking about next puzzle. Okay, first of all, I need to understand what is the idea here. Again, it's as in one of the previous puzzles, you know, like I cannot maybe focus immediately, so I'm just looking at the position, trying to, I don't know, to look for some checks maybe, but I didn't notice immediately that we are under check and knight is giving check to us. And the thing is that we cannot go to b2 because there will be checkmate, bishop a3, check, king goes to b1, and then knight c3, checkmate. So I think we should not even think about move in this position. We have the only option, and this is knight b5. Okay, takes. Now I think that probably we better take this bishop, and after rook takes we can maybe give check, and we will have two minor pieces for rook, and we will also have two pawns. Let's find safe square, maybe this and this. Okay, correct. Correct. Black to move. Next one. Again, trying to understand how to solve it. Rook takes b7, rook takes b7. Rook takes b7, rook takes b7, and what is next? Maybe queen g5 immediately, I'm thinking, but it doesn't look dangerous. Queen g5 and even f4 can be played, attacking our queen. I'm talking about this move and this move. So if I take and rook takes, maybe I can play like this, but it's not good because rook will take on d7, queen takes d7, and queen f8, winning. Is there anything else in this one? I'm thinking. Any other idea? At the moment I don't have, to be honest, any idea. But maybe I'm just missing something. Maybe I'm just missing something. Like knight a5 immediately is also not possible. Our rook on b8 will be hanging. Knight a8 the same. Knight d4 the same. We have to take probably rook on b7 first. I'm thinking right now about maybe knight b4. This is the only move we can do with our knight, because we will the rooks, white rooks are now connected, but we will you know, break this connection. But white will just take, and we are not getting any advantage or anything. We are not threatening even anything. Black to move. Oh my god, I think oh no. There is a crazy idea, and you know what? This crazy idea is connected with this move. White will not be able to take our queen because we will take here. But white will be able to take our rook. We will take, and then maybe just take. And what is the point? Oops, I'm sorry. But this is at least something, you know, something interesting. D5. This is the only idea I have, to be honest. D5, rook takes b8, rook takes b8. Or maybe knight takes b8? No, rook takes b8, rook takes b8, knight takes b8. Pawn takes on d5. And that's it. I'm even losing the pawn. Maybe d6? d6 and queen can take on c6 and protect rook on b7. Yes. Rook a7. I will just lose rook on b8. I really cannot solve this one. Interesting. In a normal game, I would play... I would make some normal move. Which one? This is a question. Very interesting. Very interesting. It seems like I'm missing something. I mean, the idea is probably easy, but I just cannot catch it. I want to play d5, otherwise I don't see anything else. But I will lose this pawn on d5. Cannot believe that I don't even have a normal idea. What I like, I have a kind of idea. I mean, rook cannot, this rook on b7, it should stay on b file. It cannot go here because we will take. But how to make it move? d5, that's why was idea connected with this, because rook a7 it's not possible. White will just take. Then what, if not this? I think I will go d5 because really, to be honest, I don't have any other ideas in my mind. Very interesting. Oh, and this is wrong. But yes, okay, I made this mistake. And like I felt that it's wrong, but at the same time, since I didn't have any other ideas, it will be really very interesting to go back to this puzzle and maybe think about it again a little bit, or maybe or just to check the solution. We will go back. Okay, and well, don't tell me that this is the puzzle I need to solve, because it looks like a very easy one. So we take first on g7, of course. King can go to the only move, to the only square, to h8. So rook takes g7, king goes to h8. And with the next move we can do, let's see what we can do. I know what we can do. We will give check here. We will go rook g8, giving check. The only move is to take, and then rook g1, check. Black will not be able to protect in a safe way, so the only move will be bishop g3, but we will just take, and this is a checkmate. Yes, checkmate. Okay, 42. Black to move. Next one. I don't like endgames. I must say that endgames is my weakness. Yes, this is my main weakness in chess, the endgames. But in this one, in this position, we're winning. And I believe it should be not too complicated. But for now at the moment, I'm afraid I don't have any really good ideas. We need to win. I guess we cannot play g takes f3 because knight takes, and then, well, white can even sacrifice its knight for the last pawn, you know, and that will be a draw. But I think that we need to win here and not to make a draw. And also white is ready to take our pawn on g4, so I think the only thing we can do is to push pawn to g3. Yes. Knight h3, it's clear. We can push g2, but king will go to f2 to stop the pawn and to take this one. So I think that, well, bishop f1 can be played, but we will not win anything because, I don't know, just knight g3, maybe knight g3, knight h3, maybe like this. We can attack this knight by playing here, and knight will go here, for example. And what are we going to do? I don't know. Maybe we should create a kind of Zugzwang idea, Zugzwang position for white. Because white, for example, white king has no squares, it cannot move. So white can only make move with knight. So I'm thinking bishop d3. Although our pawn is hanging on f4, and if white plays knight takes f4, then we will not be even able to push our pawn to g2. So it seems like g2 is the right move. I'm like, you know, eliminating moves. Yes, I think that g2 is the only move at this position, because knight takes f4 and stop this pawn, and no chances to win, only draw. I was wrong, and I made my last mistake. It is possible only to make 2 mistakes. Interesting. So right now, okay, I'm not really very happy. I must say also that I'm not very happy with my results. Just 42 puzzles in survival mode is not good. It is not good. And okay, I will not punish myself. I just want to check what I did wrong in those puzzles. So let's see. I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to click on this one and on this one, and let's see what I did wrong. So in this puzzle, I think I already know how to solve this. So the first move we made was correct. It's bishop takes h2. And then usually when we have such positions, when we play this Greek gift sacrifice, we play knight g4. Usually knight is although, yes, and I mentioned this, that our knight is usually on f6, but so we play knight g4 giving check, and then we play queen h4 or queen g5. But I'm thinking right now that since our knight is on h6 and actually the way for this diagonal for our queen is open, then maybe we first need actually to give a check, and after king goes to g1, then we will play knight g4, and it seems like white has no way to protect, and the only way will be to sacrifice his queen. Yes. Okay. I played this knight g4 very quickly, and I even, I didn't think, yes, I should have stopped and think and to play with my queen first, so to understand that it's better to give a check. Anyway, let's move to the second puzzle. I'm going to close this one, and I move to the second puzzle that we didn't solve. And it's I don't know. Okay, I feel that I just don't see something. I played d5. I realized that d5 because I saw that, okay, he's not going to take our queen because it's too easy. We will just take out that rook. I cannot show, unfortunately, because now I'm in such a mode that where I need to play the right move, to show the right move. And d5, we already checked that this is not right. Then what else? What else? f5 maybe? Or maybe this move? I was thinking about this move, but f4 will be played. I just remember that one of the puzzles on chess.com was connected with a move like this, but I think that this is not the right one. To be honest, I already spent some time thinking about this puzzle and I couldn't find the correct solution. So maybe I will just play rook b7. And rook b7 is the right move. Rook takes b7, rook takes b7. So again, queen g5, f4 will be played. Maybe this move, but this rook will just go somewhere. If you take this pawn, queen takes. If you go here, oh my god, d5 is the right move here in this position. Yes, okay, d5 is the right move, because when we play d5 we are sacrificing our queen, but the rook takes c7 and we take this queen and we are attacking the bishop and our knight is attacking this rook. And white will just not be able to protect both. It's actually, yes, quite easy. So sad that I couldn't find the right solution. We take, rook takes, but we take this pawn, and then we play c1, having the queen, getting the new queen. Close. And this last one puzzle. Okay, so I played g3, this was the right move, and after knight h3, I decided to play g2, thinking that this is the only way to play. Because I was worried about my pawn on f4, that it was hanging, so this was not right. And what I should play here, if this is not right, play here, takes. No, I think not. Maybe just to attack this pawn, but he will just take. That will be a draw. I think we need to win. Maybe I can play here, for example, creating, as I told, a kind of a Zugzwang. But he takes here, and I even will not be able to play g2. Then what? Very interesting indeed. I'm missing something again. No, I felt that it's not so, and I just thinking where to go. This move I already tried. Here also no. Here maybe. Okay, so now I see the idea is to come closer to this pawn and then to attack the knight and try to promote. And yeah, okay. Just maybe, yes, a little bit complicated, but just a bit. Yes, just a bit. But I made a mistake. Okay, I solved 2 puzzles. I'm not happy with this result because 42 is, yeah, not very good. Okay, next time I hope to do better. So I managed to solve only 42 puzzles this time. It is not my best score. As you can see, my best score is top score is 66. Although I have to mention that I managed to solve 66 when I was streaming, like when I had live stream, and I was solving together with my viewers. So anyway, I think that I can do better, and I hope that I will do better next time, and I will improve my personal best. So I would like to remind you that it is really very important to solve puzzles every day, to practice, to train your tactical skills. So you can do, for example, if you're doing this on chess.com website, you can do 3 minutes, you can do 5 minutes, or if you have more time, you can do survival mode, or you can take any book and just to solve a couple of puzzles, but it's better to do it like every day or several times a week. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and we will see each other next time in my next videos. Bye bye.